Hi, this is Susan Blue Robot from SusanBlueRobot.com. I'm here today with another card making video. Today I'm going to be making a card using Scrap Factory from Scrappy Doo, Make the Cuts, and Make the Cuts Pop-Up Card Studio. I had questions sent to me about the pop-up dolls. Do they only have the arms behind their back or just down beside them? Well, I've been playing around and I've managed to get them with open arms with fairly easiness, and you can have the arms wherever you like. So I thought while I'm doing this next project I will share it with you. I'm using Make the Cuts Pop-Up Card Studio, Make the Cut and Scrap Factory. We'll start with Scrap Factory and we'll open the extension pack. So far I only have the Scrap Factory's base set. We open that and it'll come up with the doll. I think I want the no open toes doll. So this is the doll that I want. I'll pick a hairstyle and I think I'll have a girl this time. So I'm not sure what hair. And you just go through and pick the hair you want. Oh, this is the hair I want. So I stay on that one and I go over to the girl's set of clothing. And what will I have today? Alright, what I'll do is I'll have this one because it has the arms, so I can show you what I do there. And we go generate that. So that will generate into an SVG, and then we are finished with the Scrap Factory for now. Save that, and I'll go away and generate the SVG. And now what we do is we have a project in Make the Cut. I bring in that SVG, and we bring in the doll in question. Now, this is what you get when you've brought your SVG in. You've got your body parts, you've got your body base, and all your clothing. This one down here is how it would look when all those pieces are put together and put on the doll, just like that. We're going to do one thing more different, is we're going to change its arms. Now, the good thing about the Scrap Factory is that you get all these pieces to build your body. So, first off, what I'm going to do, now it's a bit of changing around, but it's all fun. Now we're just taking a copy of that body because we're going to rebuild the body with open arms. Well, first off, we'll put this on its own layer, and I'm going to lock that. Just go out just ever so slightly more. Okay, now what I'm going to do is put that on its own layer so it's above. And I'm now going to put, because this is a copy, we aren't using the original, we put the head in place, the body in place. Now once again, when I'm doing the videos, I'm not going to zoom in and take my time putting pieces in place due to time. But of course, you can zoom in, you can make sure that everything's in place. Use the arrow keys be zoomed right in. Okay, now we don't need this head for building it. This head goes on top to give the 3D effect of the ears behind and to give the face more depth from the body. We don't need that piece for this part of it, and we don't need the nose, because what we're doing is we're only building the arms. Now, for the arms. First off, if we would build it just as is, we've got the arms, we can put the hands here, the hands just in front of the body, so you've got arms down to the side. But that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video was to show people, yes, you can. Now what I did is I turned from these arrows, clicking on it once, and I can turn that out that way. I can put that on this side. Now you can just say you want that arm out there, and you aren't limited. You don't have to have them both at the same angle. You've got one arm slightly up, or you can have them at the same angle. And then what you would do if you were trying to get the base of it, there is your base of your person. So if I was now to shut that one, this is what we end up with. We end up with a doll at just a couple of seconds. I think we're 7 minutes in and I did my introductory. I have my baby's body with open arms. So this is the original that comes out of the SVG with Scrappy Doo's Scrap Factory. And it's easy enough to change the arms up. Now, okay, so if I was now to throw that one away, this is now what we have here, is your body. Now, if you've watched my other video of how Scrap Factory met Pop-Up Card Studio, you will know how to do this, but I'll show you how to get the base of the card with these new arms for Pop-Up Card Studio. So now what I want to do is I want to take a copy of that, hold the Control Shift and take a copy of that. I hold the Control Shift, I hold the Shift, I want to take a copy of the hair, Control Shift, and I put the hair where it would be when they were paper pieced. Now bear in mind, you don't even have to paper piece if you put them in the place and put them on the right set order, on the right level. You can then print and cut. Right. Now we'll take a copy of this. This is the whole outfit, these bits here and these bits here, put together to show how they're put together. So I'm going to take a full copy of that, holding the Control Shift. Now I can put the feet in as normal because we didn't alter the feet. Once again, you can zoom in. Now what I just did then is I just held the control and used my mouse wheel to zoom in, as opposed to going over here and zooming in that way. Okay, now if we take these arms, now I've taken the arm from this side and I'm going to put it on this side. So once again I'm going to twist it around till it's on about the right angle, and the arm on this side, I'm going to take that out, twist it around and put it on this side. So all we've majorly done is not only twisted the arms, we just changed the side. And, well, it works. And we put that in place. Then the dress is the exact same because we didn't alter the body at all. There's only one thing I will say is what you do is you just double check that the body here and the body here doesn't hang out. If so, you could just tweak the little jacket out. And that is your little dolly. So now what we have is our dolly. That's how it would be when it's paper pieced up. So what we do is we select that, and this purpose of doing this is so I've got the full base set to Pop-Up Card Studio. If I want to keep a copy of that, I'll just hold the Control Shift and grab another one, which I think in this case I will keep a copy. I no longer need this because they're the wrong way, so I'll throw that away. Now with this copy of this, I will go weld. That welds to get a full mask of this dolly. Now what we do is we zoom out. This doll as it is 5.12. I like to make my cards at 5 by 5. For sometimes reasons I might make them into books, and I don't really want to make books really big. So I lasso all and shrink it down to so the doll is about 4 inches high. I use the grid on the mat as I'm shrinking to eyeball to see that it's just under the floor. And I go, okay, that's what I want to do. I want to take a copy of that. Take it over now to Pop-Up Card Studio. As I said before, I'm on a 5 inch by 5 inch folded card, and I'm on a plane of 1 inch. I go paste in place, put that to the bottom plane. Now I've put that on the bottom plane, but here's the thing. If you watch my other one, you know the answer to this. Because this is going to be fully paper pieced, it gives a bit of dimension. And with the dimension down the bottom here, if I had the score line run on the bottom here, it would wreck all my pieces of cardstock, or my card. So this is what I do. I bring in a 2-point rec or a rectangle, whichever you like to do, and I zoom in here and now what I do is bring this to the top, and then I select the bottom one and decide how far I would like underneath here. The rule of thumb is you look at the thicknesses of the card that's going to be layered on and layered on and layered on. I figure it's about you need at least a millimetre below your doll's legs. Then I eyeball that, I see that it's fine, and I go weld. Now what I've just done is your doll's going to finish here, and I've got enough room for the fold line. Now don't worry, because you're not going to see it. If you've seen my pop-up book that I've just recently made called Inspire, you don't see that little square underneath there, but it makes it a lot easier for both folding and cutting and put together. Now I want a flat bit at the top of the head, so I trim off that. I don't know if I made sure that was at the bottom plane. Yes, I did make sure it was on the bottom plane. And now I hit the space bar. It landed on that top bit. Now if this wasn't yellow, and just say you had bows on your hair, the hair or stuff like that, and this was below, all you do is you hold the control shift and roll your mouse key down until this turns yellow. Then we'll do a 2-point rec at 1/8 or higher. Click there, and there you have your little girl ready for cutting out and popping up. Right, so that's how we have the doll so far. Now, what we'll do is we'll add something in its hand. One of my cards I had a little banner in its hand. All I do for that is I bring in a rectangle on the same plane, and I put it on the pole, so I need to bring this in. And I put that in her hand. I will angle it in a minute. Now what I need to do is find something that I'm going to put hanging from that. And we'll do this wave here. So we'll make that wider and possibly a bit narrower. I've got it on an inch snapping, which 1/8 of an inch snapping, which isn't helping. So we'll put that in place. Now, what I'm going to say now is, before I do any welds, any twisting or any twirling, I'm going to take a copy of that and drop it over to my file and make the cut. Paste in place. So that way I've got a copy so I can put wording along here. And then what I do now is go back to Pop-Up Card Studio. I'll weld them together. I alter it so I can turn it. If you hold the control key down, you've got more control over turning it. And we'll say have that on that angle. And now I select all of them, do a weld. Now I want to take a copy of that back for the building purposes in Make the Cut. Because I've got this one as the building purposes, but I also want the strength for this banner. So what I'm going to do is paste that one in place. This is the one I'm going to be cutting for the building purposes. So I'm going to keep this one, and I'm going to keep this one, but this is the one I'm going to use for building purposes. So what I would do is now save this and export it as an SVG. So we go save. I haven't set this up, so just bear with me for a minute. And I save it where I want it. And then I'll export as well. Of course, one thing I didn't tell you is to do, but you all should know that by now, is do a print preview before you go any further. That all looks fine. And I've also been stung when I haven't done a print preview. I've got all the way to Make the Cut. I find that it's not right. So we then export that to SVG. I guess save. Now we're going back to Make the Cut. And what I'm going to do is get a new folder, a new page, card. and I'm going to import that SVG. And then you have it, your card. Now, if you're going to do any altering of size here, you've got to alter this one as well. But now we're going to close. I'm going to add that one to its own layer and close. Add this full setup of girl to its own layer and close. Because we don't need them. I'm going to put them to the bottom. But I keep them as reference. And because of the thing is, and I'll show you that in a minute, is you don't need to do 2 open arms. So this is what you're going to have cut now. You're going to have this part of the banner cut. You stick. Now when I build my dolls, I build it on one of these that is cut the same colour as my base card. Then I build the whole girl on there, so I know all the clothing and all is in the exact same position, because when you get to the point of this little jacket part here, this little cardigan here, you want it sticking out just there, not down here, not up here. You want the skirt right at the skirt level, so when you've cut this out, you'll be gluing that on right on the skirt level on the main base cut, and build it up and up and up. Now, right, show all, unlock all. Okay, now this little girl here is, I want to show you, we've got both open armed girl with both arms open. Just for instance, if I wanted to do this little girl and not have this arm opened, I would do exactly the same thing as I did before. So I take a copy of that, and also take a copy of this one too. But I didn't take a copy of that one because that's not the same size. Okay, we'll disallow that. Okay, so we've got a copy of this, so we'd put the legs in the right position. We don't want those two. Right, this arm we'll put in position with your hand, where your hand goes. This one we do a mirror. We twist that around so she's open, only one arm. The one arm is still in the same position that it normally would be, and the other arm is out, so you've got more room over here to put a stronger banner, a further banner, and you can put more wording on your banner. And there you have your you do a weld on that, and there you have your one arm opened, or that can just hold a stick, or it could hold some flowers out to a little girl that's over this side, and that's a little boy. So you've got many looks with the same outcome from scrap factory. You can move the legs, you can move the head if you want the head tilted. You can put the head tilted to the side. It's entirely up to you. Let your imagination go wild. You don't just have to stick with the doll that comes out of scrap factory. You can have it open armed, one open arm, and so on. So, and then what you do is you cut all these pieces out, make it up, and put it on your pop-up card. At the moment, I don't know what I'm going to do with this one because I finished my book that I was making. If you have not seen my book, Inspire, and it's on my blog at susanbluerobot.com. I hope this helps people out there who have been asking, do the arms have to be straight down by the side or be, slightly behind the doll? No, the answer is no, you don't have to. So have fun. I hope to see all your creations, and we'll talk again soon. This has been Susan Blue Robot at susanbluerobot.com. Remember, if you want to buy Make the Cut, Pop-Up Card Studio, or Scrap Factory from Scrappy Doo, you can follow links from my blog at susanbluerobot.com, and that will help support my blog and get cool toys so I can continue sharing my creativity. Thanks for now. Bye.